Do not be surprised, for some dreams come to take you away and will not easily let you go. The dream I tell began in brightest day, in the garden of a proud old house, where a broken statue seemed to watch as two brothers tossed a football. The boys had not lived in the house for long. They often laughed at stories that the house was haunted by the ghost of a boy who had lived in a cabin on this very spot long before the house was built. According to the stories, the boy had drowned while on a hunting trip. And even though his dog had returned safely, it had refused to eat and finally disappeared, never to be seen again. The brothers had seen and heard nothing out of the ordinary until the day after a full yellow moon. On that day, they lost their ball over the wall into the meadow next door. Suddenly, a huge black dog leaped to catch it. The dog disappeared as quickly as it had come, even as the boys chased after it to take back their ball. The mystery was one that Ted and Robert could not ignore. They came up with a plan to capture the dog. And they were in luck. For the next evening, he was back with a strange companion, a white falcon. The boys watched the falcon and the dog hunt together, the dog flushing the prey and the falcon capturing it. Every day, the dog appeared out of nowhere just before sunset to hunt. The falcon always hunted with the dog. Finally, the boys decided to tame the dog by bringing it food. The boys named the dog Stranger, and soon he slept in Robert's bed every night. That is when the dreams began.
It happened again. I dream that someone whistles for Stranger and he jumps out the window and runs off. I run after him until I can hardly breathe, but he always gets away. I'm scared, Ted. This is too weird.
It was true that Stranger was scratched and covered with burrs every morning, as though he'd been hunting all night. So the following night, Robert agreed to stay awake with Ted and watch for anything mysterious. Hours went by and nothing happened. Then, just about midnight, Ted heard a low whistle. Ted called Robert to follow him and hurried to catch up with the dog, but Stranger had already disappeared. Against the moon, they saw the falcon. Stranger couldn't be far behind. They followed the sounds into the hills until they came to a waterfall, where a strange sight met their eyes. It was a group of hunters. They were dressed in clothes and speaking in accents from hundreds of years ago.
Fly, me hunter, and capture the prize.
The brothers watched as the falcon careened helplessly through the air. Suddenly, as the bird struck the water, his owner dove headlong into the waterfall. At once, Ted understood what he had to do. He rushed into the clearing and grabbed Stranger's collar, pulling him away from the boy's companions. As he grabbed the dog, the boys vanished, and Ted shouted,
"Go, Stranger! Go to your master and set him free!"
When the boys woke, they remembered the night as if it were a dream. But when Ted went to the window to close it against the morning chill, he saw an unbroken statue in the garden. It was the boy, with a falcon landing on his arm, and his loyal friend, Stranger, by his side. And so you see, sometimes a dream is not as fearful as it seems.
Pete, are you okay? Yeah, sure. Will you tell another story, Tallow Glee?
Yeah, and make this one scary.
Ah, Randy, you shall be the one. Come, unlock another door. You crowd together against the cold, but still the story must be told. So cross the threshold once again and let the lonely city in. The busy streets, where one can walk unseen, avoided by the other's eyes. Where no one questions why one squints at each address or ducks into a doorway where an old widow woman sits with her cat and her memories for company. Shh! Listen. She's saying to her cat,
Tweedle, just wait. I'm sure she'll call today. She's my daughter after all. She won't forget my birthday. Ah, you see, Tweedle? She didn't forget.
Hello? Is this the lady of the house?
Yes, but...
Good. I am the Viper. I will be coming up soon. I want you should be ready for me.
maybe, the old woman thinks, someone is just playing a trick on her.
Did that scare you, Tweedle? Don't worry, the door is locked.
So she picks up her knitting and hums a little song. But the old woman has forgotten one very important thing. There is another key to her apartment. The landlord's ring of keys. The keys he keeps on a hook in the basement.
Hello? Who is this? Hello? Speak up, please. Who is this?
I am the Viper. I am in the building now.
Leave me alone. You can't come up here. You can't. You can't.
The old woman is really frightened now. But the door is locked, she thinks. And it's a good, strong door. She checks it just to make sure.
No one can get in here now, Tweedle. We'll be safe and sound. Hello?
I am the Viper. I am coming to your apartment now.
The old woman tries to dial the police, but her hands are shaking. Finally, the police answer.
Oh, please come right away. Someone is trying to kill me.
They promise to send someone over right away. So the old woman sits and waits, holding her cat close to her beating heart. She hears the footsteps of someone coming up the stairs, and something heavy being dragged along the floor of the hallway outside her apartment until it stops just outside her door. She thinks her heart will burst as someone tries the door. Then a key turns in the lock.
I am the Viper, and I am here to wash and wipe your windows.